Good morning, or good evening, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm here to bring all of you the weekly anime review of Blue Exorcist Season 2, Episode 3. So, I just want to say, shout out to the studio currently working on Blue Exorcist Season 2. They are doing a fantastic job with the pacing of this series. I instantly see a difference compared to the final episodes of Blue Exorcist Season 1 when it comes to this series in the past 3 episodes. The pacing is really making up for that conclusion of Season 1. We're seeing characters actually get some really good characterization / development, along with some good character introductions, along with the plot also building up on the side. It makes for a very enjoyable episode and a good watch as well. So, this episode lets us know that there is a traitor amongst our characters, and that overall plot point really fits with the pacing of the series, and really fits with all these character introductions we have gotten in these past couple episodes, because if we know, since we don't know a whole lot about these characters, like we know like general information but not a whole lot, it makes it to where we don't really know who the traitor is. We don't know if it's, like Bond's father, we don't know if it's these other people, we don't know if it's one of the sisters, we have no idea who the traitor is, or if it's someone we never expected. We just don't have any clue at all because of the way these characters have been introduced. And it makes for a very enjoyable episode, because while you're watching the episode, you see key signs that some of these characters are very suspicious, they're doing some things that are just very off, especially towards the end of the episode, like Bond's father, to also one of the sisters, they act very off. But at the same time, though, you don't know if that's just, a misleading, scene. You don't know if that's actually trying to imply that they're not really, the traitor, or if they are the traitor. You have no idea, and you really can't come to a conclusion of who really is, because normally, when you watch a series, like an anime, manga, or even watch a live-action series, usually when they bring up and mention, like, a traitor, like, oh, this person is a traitor, usually in your mind, you automatically know who most likely the traitor is. But in this case, you really don't feel that way when you're watching Blue Exorcist Season 2, Episode 3. You don't really know who it is. It could be anyone, and that's what makes this, arc so fascinating, because you don't know who could possibly be the one giving out all the information. But regardless of that, though, this episode focuses a lot on characterization for our side characters / minor characters of the series, and I really respect that, because one of the things I really did not like about the conclusion of Blue Exorcist Season 1 was that a lot of these characters didn't get the development I liked and, fleshed out like I wanted, and that's kind of what we're getting right now. We're getting to see, like, Bond and his development, how he feels about his father, to Koneko and how he feels about, the situation with Rin, to how Shima also has accepted Rin for who he is, and all the other characters of this episode as well. It's a really solid episode trying to do these little scenes with the characters and give them their own time to shine, like spotlight of the episode. Like, I really, really enjoyed the Shima scene and also Koneko scene in this episode, because Shima, it showed that he was a good man. He was a very good man for accepting Rin for who he was, and not looking at him because of what his origin was. For instance, being the son of Satan, he wasn't looking at Rin as, oh, this man's the son of Satan, he automatically is an evil man, and he's gonna go kill us all or do whatever, that's evil. He wasn't thinking that. After talking with Rin in last week's episode, he's like, you know what, Koneko? It's just not worth it. It's not worth ignoring this man and trying to avoid him the entire time, because let's just face the cold, hard facts. He's going to be around us, and it's better just to accept it that he is going to be around us constantly. And also, by his actions, he's trying to be a good person. He's trying to help people out. He's trying to control his flames. He's trying to, make everybody accept him. And, he's like, it's pointless. It's very petty for us to hate him for something that he can't really control, and he didn't ask, to be born with that power or anything, so it's very petty just to hate him for that reason, and place all of our, I guess, anger towards him, even though he has nothing to do with it. So Shima being a very good man, and accepting Rin for who he is instead of what his origins are, and who his parents are, I really respect that from Shima in this episode. Definitely he moved up into one of my personal favorites of the series, just because of that alone. Now, Koneko as well, it seems like he's starting to go for a realization that, holy shit, it's very petty to hate Rin as well. I mean, this man is showing that he does care. He's getting upset because everybody keeps ignoring him, and he's trying to help out. He wants everybody to understand he doesn't want to cause any harm. He understands why they're angry, but at the same time, though, he didn't cause all this. And I like how Koneko is trying to realize what is really happening here towards the end of the episode. He's like, trying to avoid Ren constantly. Ren confronts him about it, and he's like trying to change his mind overall. He's starting to realize what he's been doing is kind of pointless to begin with. So there's just these little scenes throughout the episode you see where these characters are finally trying to accept Rin for who he is. And like I said, I really enjoyed that. It really makes this arc so much more enjoyable because of these characters actually getting a lot of spotlight compared to what they got in Season 1. And that's kind of what this arc is about. This arc's main point is not just the conflict with finding out who the traitor is, it's also getting this characterization / development for some of these side characters that didn't get really fleshed out in Season 1. So like I said, I'm really enjoying this new season of Blue Exorcist. So with that being said, let's just talk about the, I guess, animation and art real quick. So the animation and art, I really have to say that it's not that bad. I mean, it's not the best I've seen from this season so far, but it does look really good, and I do like the little touches they do here and there, especially with the character interactions, like when you see the characters, you know, trying to train, for instance, like when we see Rin trying to train his flames. I like the little, you know, animation scenes and the interactions with the characters. It looks a lot better than some of the scenes I saw from Season 1 when I went back to watch some, you know, clips from, you know, Blue Exorcist Season 1. It definitely looks a hell of a lot better with Season 2, and also that opening song is starting to grow on me as well. I really am enjoying that song. I'm loving the art and animation in it, especially with the ending song as well. So yeah, episode overall, a very enjoyable episode. Can't wait to see the next one. And yeah, tell me your thoughts. How does everybody feel about the third episode of Blue Exorcist Season 2? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? How do you feel about the series so far since we're 3 episodes in? I mean, usually if this was a new series, I would say like, oh, are you going to drop or continue watching because, you know, 3-episode rule, but since this is Season 2, I can't really say that. However, how does everybody feel so far about the start of Season 2? That's kind of what I want to ask. I mean, if you've already watched this far, it's because you've already seen Season 1, and I'm just curious, like, how does everybody feel about, you know, Season 2, and how it's handling, you know, the manga, and actually adapting it into the anime. How do you feel about that? Are they doing a good job? How do you feel about the pacing? How do you feel about the way they're handling the music, and all sorts of stuff like that? Please let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below, and I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.